So how do we attract talent? So someone just graduates from MIT. They're not generally thinking, oh, I want to go live in Charlotte. So what can we do differently to attract that type of talent into the Charlotte market?
Referencing Siobhan's earlier point, I came from Silicon Valley myself a year and a half ago, and there was a big draw there as a place. That being said, I find new grads to be sort of the easiest in that sense because they graduate often from a city they didn't grow up in, and they're like, well, I moved here and now I'm ready to move away and I don't exactly know where to go. So there's a draw to Silicon Valley without question, and we've absolutely had candidates it was us against Facebook and Google. And to me, what you bring them with then is, again, back to, we can bring up salary, we can bring up cost of living, and that's all wonderful, but it's about the technology we have and the stuff we're doing and what they're going to get to own and what they're going to do. Because, one of the slight dirty secrets is at Google, there's a lot of PhDs, and there's a lot of PhDs, and a lot of the PhDs aren't doing PhD stuff. They're just sort of one of the PhDs.
They can come do PhD stuff for us.
Exactly. I mean, right, exactly. So we attempt to attract them with a dynamic environment, cutting edge technology, and a lot of responsibility doing really cool stuff really fast.
Yeah, we'll tell them that we're actually a bigger technology firm than Google is. Just when you look at the number of software developers and engineers that we have, and they're always surprised by that. They're like, wait, you're a bank. And so, and we'll say, like, look, when you get bored of doing all that software stuff, like, you can go be a banker and make 10 times more money on Wall Street than Google would have ever given you with stock options, and this is kind of a much safer bet. So there's an element of being able to move inside of the organization as well. I think also, if you look at what Austin did, right, so there's a lot of comparisons of Austin and Charlotte being able to attract talent away. Owning Charlotte for what it is and what it brings to the table, I think once people understand that, it may not be top of mind for somebody at MIT to think of Charlotte because they're sort of focused on Boston, probably looking in that area. But being able to, get into those universities and into those technology programs and to talk about, living somewhere other than where you are at school or living somewhere other than, the number 1 or number 2 tech hub. And also to Paul's point, being able to have a broader remit. Right? So do you want to be one of several people that works on these projects, or do you want to be the person who owns that project? Right? And that tends to get, I agree with you, I think right out of college, a little bit easier. Once they've had the taste of Silicon Valley, it's hard to lure them away.
I would add too, I think there's a retention component of this, right, that you need to be thinking about as well, because most employers think about getting their pipeline out of K-12 or a boot camp or a college or a university, and you spend, I don't know how many thousands of dollars recruiting, right, $30,000 to recruit some great position. And there are individuals within your own organizations who may not have come through that background who are looking for new opportunities to stay in the area. So I think we have an equal due diligence, not only to recruit people to the area, but then to create an environment in Charlotte that supports those kind of minded individuals who want to stay here, not only through their company, through career latticing opportunities that go around like Siobhan talked about, but also creating communities within the city that allow them to want to stay here in this environment because they've become accustomed and they've created an affinity to the community that they live in.